It was a beautiful Saturday evening, so I thought I'd take a stroll down the lakefront.
Hey, black lady.
What's your name? Damn it. Stop. Assess. Hand reaches for Mace. I know I should have come with a friend. I'm Sarah. What about you? Quicken pace, lengthen stride, create a curve that puts the most distance between me and Devon, baby. How you doing? Hands slung down low, cap on backwards, chain on neck, rings on fingers, bottom on the hood of a souped-up car. He was gorgeous, and he knew it, and I knew it, and I scurried away, because you can't be too careful these days. They say there's a plague on the loose, a plague of black men. Tall, sexy, muscular black men who will steal their way into your heart and rob you out. They say the television goes first, and then the credit cards, and before you know it, you are knocked up, heartbroken, and broke. It's not the first time I've been catcalled by a black man. There's something about the way the words tumble out of their mouths, like their tongues don't even have to try, like they're speaking from their hearts. So I found it telling that my first thought was escape.
Hey, black lady. What's your name?
Devon. That's an even blacker name than Tyrese, so I shouldn't have even turned my head, but I did. And in a single moment, I felt two things. I was arrested by attraction and assaulted by assumption. My eyes saw a multitude in one unassuming form, and I couldn't help but think that he looked just like the ones on the news. You know the black men I'm talking about? The kind who stick up corner stores and forge checks, the kind who do petty theft and serve the maximum punishment, the kind who die before they serve their time. Now, what good would it be if I were falling in love with a man who walks around with a target on his back? They say black men like that are like a bug between the pages of a book. They will always be blacker than the letters. They will always die for a good story. Welcome to the media machine, where we have a name for every kind of nigger. His particular category just happens to be hoodlum, subcategory playboy, classification gangster, with a potential for drug dealing, aggression, and violence. The news makes it very clear what black men are capable of. Now, even though I come from Africa, I have seen enough Tyler Perry movies to know that there are two types of black men in America. The kind who will win your heart, and the kind who will fill your belly. Let me break it down for you. Over here, we have the pioneers of black culture, creators of street fashion, kings of the hustle, and protectors of the cool. These are the men who take the greatest pictures, throw the best parties, have the best stories, and the best hookup. The kind who know just what to say until they get into your pants. The baby daddies, those fruitful sowers of seed who have kids on every block and drama in every other house on the block. The kind who stand in corners everywhere. You can find them standing on the corner of the street, in the corner of the bar, hidden in smoke, in the corner of a courtroom, surrounded by guards, in the corner of a jail cell, drowning in their own blood, you know. On the other hand, we have the triple threat. Middle class, employed, and weighed down by student debt. These men will work their fingers to the bone, make money, get rich, marry white, and abandon their black sisters for a life as far away as humanly possible from the ghetto that seems to follow them into every interview room and board meeting, because it doesn't matter how much success you have, because you will still have to hide your family photos and any evidence of blackness when you're trying to sell your $500,000 house, because redlining is still a thing. You know the kind of black men I'm talking about. You know the kind of black men our parents told us about, the kind the news tells us about, the kind who have children and extended families and yet still find themselves torn apart by the harsh reality of their existence and the expectations of real life.
Hey, black lady. What's your name?
My name is confusion. My name is perpetual recreation and indiscernible calculated code switching so that I do not have to have a name. My mind is a patchwork of places and people, countries and dialects, seasons and experiences all woven together into a pleasant, unoffensive tan shade. I am the oyster that made the pearl. Watch it glint under the light of effortless deception, and God forbid you ever see the raw flesh pulsing underneath its plush velvet exterior. My name is confusion, conclusion. I jump to conclusions among the tombstones of what it has meant to bear a dark melanin hue, drawing breath from centuries of generalization, decades of desensitization, of abhorrent, frightening sensationalization of the Black body, of a grim misrepresentation of the image God made. The machine of our civilization stands atop its soapbox and preaches a clear message. It says, beware the plague of the Black man. Here lie their countless corpses, and yet they rise again and again to terrorize us. They walk, nay, bounce among us. They are the destroyers of our peaceful civilization, the thief in the night, the ne'er-do-wells, the bringers of drugs, the loafers about. Listen to me, my attentive flock. Flee from the spawn of Satan, this pestilence of poverty, this dark devil who comes in the night and poisons our well and causes us to sin. Flee! Hey, Black lady. What's your name? My name is Shane. Words fail me because I am ashamed of the marathon I run in my mind. I am ashamed of the caution which immediately takes hold. I am ashamed. And I am so sorry. No human being deserves a judgment so harsh and unforgiving. No human being is God sat atop his seat on high. If only words were a ripple in the pond, if only assumption was a drop in the ocean. My brothers traverse this land of the free with a target on their backs. Their pockets are always prone to searching, their questions liable to be answered with a gunshot instead of a listening ear. What have we done? We have branded him a beast. We have graduated from dinner table talk to battle strategy in a matter of 3 beers. The oddity is now a quarry. His pelt the finest prize. We hang him on our television screens and drink his blood again and again on the radio. He is our last supper. He is our final sacrifice. He is the devil we point to in order to absolve ourselves of our own inherent evil. We have dived headfirst into a still, peaceful lake, turned over his waves, and eaten his young to keep accountability of crimes we are too lazy to investigate. But one day, the lake will come alive with all the fury of its superior form, and who can blame it if it swallows us whole? And on the 3rd day he rose, for though he slumbers, he will rise again with great force and ravage the lands of his captors. Let history be the judge, for no debt will be left unpaid. All will be tried for crimes great and small, and freedom will no longer be the song we sing to quiet our nightmares. We have done the Black man a great injustice, and the Black woman an ill greater still. We owe his legacy a fair shot. We owe his children an inheritance. We owe him a name. We owe him a name. It was a beautiful Saturday evening, so I thought I'd take a stroll down the lakefront. Hey, Black lady. What's your name?